Brandon Moreno versus Deiveson Figueiredo. This is the fight that I was looking forward to the most going into the fight companion. So this is the fourth fight. This is the fourth fight.
Nate says, now this is lore in the UFC cinematic universe.
Oh my God. All right.
Yeah.
By the way, what's going on in this picture? In the face-off?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm super confused by it, but this was a face-off. And then going into the fight, this is the fourth fight. This is it. This is the fight to decide who the best is between these two. This is the fight to finally put this rivalry to rest.
They both have a win over each other and a draw. 1-1 and 1.
I mean, come on, dude. And
this is the finale.
So going into this, like I think I told you, I was talking to Jeff at work and I was telling him about the fight and how exciting this fight was and the fact that it's the fourth one. And your boy starts getting goosebumps as I'm explaining to him, like, this is how jazzed I was for this fight. So Brandon comes out. He looks fantastic. He has great footwork going on, right? And Deiveson with this tall stance that was kind of angling and trying to, like, hit him with an uppercut here and there. Yeah. And it was just like the small chess match as to who can land the bigger shots in the beginning.
And Moreno found the range early.
Very early.
Yeah.
I feel like they picked up right where they left off.
Yeah, I think so too. Because so there's the uppercut, right? That Figgy's trying to land the whole fight. I mean, he's, especially the first round, he's really hunting that uppercut. And Moreno's really hunting that overhand. But the uppercut was landing either there, right here on the shoulder, or it was missing completely. And whereas Moreno he found the timing on that uppercut, or the overhand, sorry. And that's the thing. Like, the uppercut, if you're forcing the angle early, the overhand is there. It's open, right? Because you're off to the side leaning because you're trying to land the uppercut. Whereas it's almost like who's going first, because that matchup is like they both beat each other. The overhand beats the uppercut beats the overhand. But it matters who goes first. You know what I mean? Because
for sure.
The angle you create to throw the overhand leaves you open for the uppercut, and vice versa. If you try to create the angle on the uppercut, the overhand is open against you. And Moreno was the one that was catching Figgy leaning, I think. Figgy was leaning a little bit too
look
early.
Like he's doing the Robert De Niro there?
Because he's getting cracked in the throat.
Doing the De Niro.
Yeah. Keith says, "Oh man, the Brazilian fans dissed Moreno on the way out. Not cool."
Throwing food and drinks.
But he just laughed. That clip was hilarious of him running through the tunnel, cracking up, with his coaches all cracking up too. Like,
yeah. So the other thing though is Moreno at the end, right? He says, "Viva Mexico, perros," which is saying "Long live Mexico, you dogs." He yelled out, so I could see why the Brazilian fans might have been a little upset. That being said, there is a little controversy, right? Just a little controversy.
Yeah.
Where Figueiredo in his corner was saying that he got eye poked. Figueiredo was calling for the ref to put a little pause on the fight because of an eye poke. Now, the replay shows Moreno lands a solid left to Figueiredo's right eyeball.
Landed like this, though, with the side of his hand.
Yes. And then as Figueiredo stepping back, Moreno steps forward with an open palm and kind of shoves him away. Right. I watched this again, slow motion replays. Doesn't seem like any fingers got in any eyes. It almost seemed like he was just kind of pushing him back a little bit.
Screamed off on him.
Yeah. So I don't think that was a cause. The punch for sure.
Yeah.
Was what caused that.
Figgy acknowledges that now, that it was a punch and it wasn't an eye poke. So props to him for that.
The respect at the end, which they've shown respect to each other before. I know that leading up to the fights, a lot of times Figgy starts getting a little crazy. Yeah. He didn't have Triple C in his corner this time, which means he wasn't as cringe as the last time. But it was another good fight. Hey, Figgy, as you see here, thanks for putting the picture up, Rich, caught Moreno in a nice guillotine at one point that seemed pretty tight.
And he had the leg entanglement at the end of the first, which Moreno almost gave into. He sat back and almost gave him the leg. Luckily, he was able to get out of it. I say luckily because I was clearly rooting for him. But outside of these two positions, Moreno, I mean, he was on point, firing on all cylinders in this fight. He looked so good. Everything he was doing.
Keith says Moreno was on point all fight. Amazing performance.
Yeah. I mean, really, really good.
a little bit of a difference in the stance too, Will. Like you and I were talking about how you
Wasn't
as
doing
he
that.
walks up, he does this with his hands, open palm, and
Yeah.
his elbows almost like connected at the hip, and he
Mhm.
hunches over a little bit, and that was his guard, right? He wasn't doing
Yeah.
that much this fight. It was more of a high guard that he was coming in. So
Yeah.
Nate says, yeah, he got poked with a knuckle sandwich for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm
But that
interested to
was
see what medically if he did break the orbital or something like that, because it
the
immediately
swelling
shut.
was instantaneous.
Yeah. And he was in pain for the remainder of that round. You could tell, like when they ended up on the ground, and the whole time he was still like in pain, and that's rough.
Yeah,
It reminded
I
me
mean,
of
it's very painful.
Bob Sapp versus Mirko Krokop
Mm.
back in the day.
All right, so at
Man.
flyweight now with Brandon Moreno no longer interim,
Pantoja.
he is the champion. Yeah, right. You have Alexander Pantoja up next.
It's got to
What a
be.
fun division.
I know, it's so good. So
David
good.
Dvorak, Manel Kopp, your boy Matt Danger Snell, Amir
Could you
Bazzi,
imagine
Alex
though?
Perez, Mateus Nicolau on the up and up, Brandon Royval still in the top 5. This is such a fun division.
Yeah, there's the eye there. Could you imagine if they never traded Mighty Mouse and Mighty Mouse had this crop of guys to defend his belt against?
Quite honestly, I don't know if the division would still be there if they kept Mighty Mouse.
It would have.
You think so? Because
Well,
they were talking about
if
getting
it
rid of
wasn't, if it wasn't still there, it's fully on the UFC and not for any other reason than them being stupid. Because
Oh, yeah.
clearly all these guys existed. You know what I mean? And there's the whole power vacuum thing, right? When a dominant champ leaves, now everybody else all of a sudden gets a new life, because they think, oh, I have a shot now. Because could you imagine you're training and Mighty Mouse is the champ of your division? You're like,
And
well,
you
what
get
am I
Ben
ever gonna
Askren
do?
in return.
Oh, I just mean like as a fighter in the division, you're probably like, why even try to get to the top, because I'm just going to get outclassed. But Mighty Mouse versus Moreno now, could you imagine that fight? It would be so good.
It'd be so good, man. It'd be so good.
What are you going to do?
How long is Mighty Mouse contract?
He's never going to leave one.
What
and if he does,
him a big bag of money.
Why would they?
Just to see, man. Just to see.
Just to see. UFC doesn't want to find that out.
Yeah, it'd be terrible for the UFC because of if Mighty Mouse wins and he holds the belt again, and it was just like a one-fight deal, and they're like, all right, man, thanks. You can go back to one. And like, hey, we have a vacant title y'all can fight for. It'd be awful.
Let's just clearly cement the fact that the best fighter in the division isn't in our organization.
Yeah. That would not be good. But man, fun fight. The
fun fight.
Rivalry is over.
Pantoja versus Moreno, man. Pantoja's very good. Pantoja's very good.
All right, let me see. Are we ready to move on to the next fight?
Yeah, Nate says they should just do crossover style and have a new belt they create. That would be so sick. Could you imagine?
It would be. That would never happen.
Damn it, Dana. Get your shit together. Yeah,
for real. In more than one sense. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Before that, we had
Chatra and Dana having a dick swinging contest.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.